we asked participants to rate essentially how appropriate or inappropriate they thought a range of climate change tactics, climate change protest tactics were. And so these tactics included things like boycotts, sit-ins, all the way up to things like soup throwing, for example. We were looking out into the world to try and understand, well, what tactics have we seen? And we tried to build as many of those as possible, as sort of practically possible, into our study to try and understand. And so I suppose, yeah, in short, that there's quite a variety of different kinds of tactics, and perhaps that's a result of many different groups now sort of emerging in the conversation in lots of different countries. The types of protests, I think, can affect the public in terms of their support for what the protesters are sort of demanding or asking for. Our research can't sort of speak directly to that because, again, it was a pilot study, but there's certainly a lot of other research generally on this topic. And one of the ideas that might matter, and there are obviously quite a few, but one of those key factors could be just sort of how disruptive a protest is. And so if people are generally not being affected by what's going on, if there's a group of protesters that have gone into the lobby of a building and protesting a specific company, it might not disrupt as many people as, let's say, shutting down an airport, for example. And so certainly the form of protest has the ability to absolutely affect how much people support or not the demands of the protest group. The aggressive or radical sort of protest actions, like, do they work in gaining support for the movement? I think it's still an open question because there's research published that kind of speaks to a couple of different sides. So some research, certainly suggests that more radical protests can cause, people on the outside who aren't part of that group to view that group generally in a different way. And that can cause them to come on board and be supportive. But on the other hand, you can also see an explanation that says that if the actions taken are too much in your face, let's say, for people, that they don't agree with them, or they don't understand the logical reasoning behind why the protesters have taken this action, you can absolutely see a situation where that turns people away.